12:05 on this 24th of March. Welcome back to Central Valley Talk. We are live and local. Thanks for coming in and hanging out with us. It is almost the weekend, and get ready for hot weather. Highs will be close to 90 today, but the good news is we have a new weather system that's going to be pushing in from really kind of the Pacific, and that's going to bring us some cooler temperatures for the weekend, so that's good. Quick reminder, we have launched CentralValleyTalk.com 2. What is that? Well, just go to CentralValleyTalk.com/2, the number 2, and we have a new 24-hour streaming classic movies channel. We're talking movies from like the 30s and 40s, just really cool stuff, black and white. So, streaming 24/7, CentralValleyTalk.com/2. Much cooler than MTV2. Hopefully I don't get sued for that. All right. Hey, we are talking about education in hospice, and joining us once again, give it up, tell everybody your name. We'll start with you, Tina, right?
Yes.
Tina Hernandez, right?
Yes.
Okay, very good. And then, of course, Richard Parr.
Yes.
Welcome back, guys. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
How do you say it? It's
Oyuna.
Oyuna. Okay, I didn't want to mess it up. Next time when you guys come back, I'll remember. Oyuna.
Yes.
I've been there for 6 years. I still get confused. So.
Tomato.
No,
So,
no worries.
We were talking just before the interview today. This is just really a continued conversation that needs to be had about hospice care. What is it? You were talking kind of, to some people, it's like a bad word.
Yeah, I think that either misinformation or lack of information, people, when you have a loved one who's getting ready to pass away, or the doctors have said, hey, there's nothing left to do, or sometimes the treatment to illness is worse than the illness, and the patients are like, no more. Well, when they would hear the word hospice, they're like, oh, that is death. And really what hospice is palliative care, meaning pain management care. We have no idea if somebody's going to be on hospice for 1 day, 1,000 days. We have patients that have been with us for 2, 3, 4 years. And really what the hospice care is designed to do is, one, ensure that the patient is not in pain, first and foremost, but really to provide psychological support, emotional support, spiritual support, any type of support that either the patient or the family needs to just progress in whatever that progression is going to be with their illness as they go towards death. And a lot of times they don't even pass away. They actually get better because of the care that we provide.
Now, how cool is that when that happens?
Super
we love
cool.
it.
Super
we
cool.
graduated. It's actually a graduation off of hospice.
Right.
And that's what we call it. And
It's
amazing.
I bet.
It's amazing.
And the other thing that I like about you guys is you don't just work with the patient, you work with their families. And that's critical, right?
Very critical. We're there to support the patients and their families. Me and Richard have gone through the journey ourselves with our mothers, who are now in a better place, and they follow you and the family for up to a year after your loved one passes. So it's not like, okay, they passed, that's it, you don't see us no more. You actually receive bereavement for up to 1 year after your loved one passes. Yes.
How? So basically, you have trained psychologists on
correct.
duty.
Mm-hmm.
We have a licensed medical clinical social worker.
Okay.
Myself as a chaplain, I'm trained in bereavement care, and we know that the second half of the journey really begins post-death for the family. And that next year is crucial because we talk about all the firsts that happen. The first birthday that they're not here, the first Thanksgiving, Christmas, holiday, the anniversaries, all those things. And it can be rough. And people don't really understand grief and what it can do to you physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And so we're trained to just, if they want it, we don't force it on them, but if they want it, we're there along for the journey. So we get the honor of doing both, the care while the patient's still alive, and then the care with the family.
That post care is
yeah.
Yes.
What about as far as resources? What resources are there available right now? I mean, any suggestions?
We are really partnered in the community with a lot of different agencies. We're partnered with the
Well,
yeah
we're talking about like home health agencies.
home health agencies, home care agencies.
One of,
Which is-
I was going to
yeah,
say,
no,
one
go
of my
ahead.
responsibilities, because I'm also part of the military, is we partner with the Veterans Administration and we honor veterans. And I'd say right now, probably 20% of our census are veterans. And so that not only has extra benefits for them, but there's also extra care needs, whether it's PTSD or whatever. So we partner with as many organizations as we need to get the care and whatever that care looks like to the patient.
Right.
And
Right.
so we're honored to do that. All the companies that we partner with, because we have learned that it really isn't about us. It is about what does that patient need. And although most need generally the same, every person's different, every family's different, so there's going to be needs that are different. And so we learn not only how to be reactive, but proactive as well, so we can just look ahead and say, hey, this is what this family's going to need, and then we're all over it. We have a great public relations team and outreach team, and our social workers are awesome, our nurses.
Spiritual support.
I appreciate that. I'm humbled by that. And so it's just there's so many different aspects of care that when you bring them all together, it really provides a positive environment for a family in the midst of a negative scenario.
I want to talk about COVID. You know, it seems like we're finally, knock on wood, getting
Yeah.
out of this nightmare.
Yes.
Is that helping your patients and families right now?
It is, and especially those patients who go into the facility. Being on hospice, going into a facility, they do allow some visitation, but we've placed patients in facilities where they're able to go in now and see their loved ones. They've loosened up a whole lot when it comes to the facilities. The hospital still has a lot of restrictions. We're still not allowed to go in there. But as far as facilities, yes, that has loosened up, and we've seen some relief on that. So that's been really nice.
Yeah, excuse me. In response to that, one of the things that we did during COVID, because if a patient was in a skilled nursing facility or assisted living facility, any type of facility, really there was no visitation by the families, spiritual care, social work, only RNs were allowed to go in. Well, if that patient passed away, the family grieved even harder because they knew that the person was alone, no family present. So one of the things that I did, was I extended our bereavement care from 1 year to 2 years, because I knew that there was just going to be extra guilt, grief, whatever it is, because they didn't get to be there. And so for me, the loosening of the control over who can visit has just an immense amount of positive outlook for the not only the patients but for their families being able to visit. I don't think we as human beings are wired not to be present when
Yeah.
our loved ones pass away.
Oh, right.
Gosh, I know. Yeah, I can't even. I know some people passed over the last 2 years. Nobody like super close to me, so I can't even imagine. Well, actually, no. My wife's great aunt, they passed away. Both of them. They were in their late 80s recently. I forgot. But it was the experience that I saw with my in-laws and all of the work and time. I mean, they're still dealing with this, and they
Sure.
passed maybe a year ago.
Yep.
Sure. Well, and we also had a year and a half span where you couldn't have a funeral. And so even military funerals, which are always outside, they would tell the family, pick your 10 favorite relatives, because that's the maximum occupancy. And sometimes that doesn't even cover immediate family.
Right.
And
Yeah.
so it's just a horrible scenario
So
that
you guys have just had to maneuver.
Yeah.
we to be as reactive and proactive, I keep using those words, as possible to the scenario, as the state of California would change its protocols and the health industry would change its protocols. It definitely challenged us, but I feel like we rose up to the challenge and we did the best we could with
Yeah.
a horrible situation.
We've got about a minute left. Is there anything else that we missed today that you want to throw out there? Is it maybe any other misconception about hospice?
Not misconception, but one of the things that we're able to do is I know there's a lot of people caring for their parents right now. And it's those baby boomers that are caring for their parents. And if there's somebody at home that's bedbound or just you think that they qualify for our services, all they have to do is give our office a call, and I'm able to drive our doctor out to assess that family member. And if the doctor says yes, totally appropriate, I get my nurse out there within the hour. We cover all the medical equipment, all incontinence supplies, including briefs, pull-ups, wipies, gloves, bed pads. I mean, everything that they would need, we would be there with that.
So I would have never known a hospice center would do that.
Yes, and it's covered at 100% by Medi-Cal, Medicare, and other insurances. Never have we billed a family for out-of-pocket costs, ever.
And a lot of those families are paying for a lot of those supplies out of their pocket, and they are expensive.
Yes.
So let us figure it out for them, for you.
People can connect. They can just call, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
What's the number?
559-374-2726.
All right. Richard and Tina, thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much.
I think we're going to do this, maybe every month or month and a half, something like
absolutely.
that. So,
thank you so much.
The education is needed.
Yes,
so.
absolutely.
Good. See you next time.
Thank you.
Oh, I think Summer, you brought them a...
Oh, they brought me something. Okay, bring it to me. I'll close out. Let me say goodbye. Oh, wait, did you want to do it on the air?
No.
Yeah.
Come on. Might as well. Let's see what awesome. Hey, what is this?
Some pens, papers, and candy,
Thank
goodies.
you. Look at that. Heck yes. Thank you.
You're under no obligation to share, but I'd advise it. Mouse
I
pad.
so needed a new mouse pad.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I really appreciate it, guys.
Thank
All right.
you.
We're off.
We'll be off in 1 second. Hi, everybody. We'll be back. I love it.